All right, good evening. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy and Chief David Reimer. It is now 7:37 on the 8th of May, 2024. We've got a tornado warning now for far northern Lamar County. This is going to be in northeast Texas with a supercell that'll be passing over Highway 271 near Arthur City to Powderly in the next 20 minutes. I want to point out this supercell and the tornado warning up in Lamar County, up in northeast Texas on the Red River, does not include the city of Paris. This does not include Highway 82. This does not include Petty, Brookston, Toco, Reno, Blossom, Paris, Pattonville, Roxton, Howland, Lake Creek, Cooper. Any of that. This tornado warning does include the communities of Sumner, Powderly, Arthur City. It includes the Pat Mays Dam and Highway 271 north of the city of Paris up to the Red River south of Hugo, Oklahoma. And again, this is a tornado warning for a supercell that is moving off to the east at 25 miles an hour. This tornado warning includes Pat Mays Lake, Powderly, Lake Crook, East Direct, Forest Chapel Direct, Garrett's Bluff, Chakotah, Globe, and Belk in northern Lamar County until 8 p.m. Now, unfortunately, this is one of these situations where we've got some of the worst radar coverage in the state of Texas. The radar we're using, unfortunately, the closest radar we can show you on here that we have access to is 130 miles away in South Fort Worth. We're not looking in the low levels of this storm. In fact, we're looking at 17,000 feet above the surface. So, reason this tornado warning was issued, yes, it has a strong mid-level mesocyclone. We've also had a couple reports of rotating wall clouds out of this and times funnel clouds. So again, this is a tornado warning for, well, here, northern Lamar County until 8 p.m., including, well, it does not include the city of Paris. Let's make that abundantly clear. This tornado warning includes Sumner, Powderly, over to Archer City, in northeastern portions of Lamar County until 8 p.m. That storm, again, moving east at about 15 to 25 miles an hour. Now, we've got some storms that have evolved across portions of Hunt County, Collin County, Dallas County. We have storm chaser Chelsea Burnett. She's around Farmersville in this storm in eastern Collin County. We've got these, well, essentially three thunderstorms. These storms in Hunt County and Collin County are capable of producing at least $half size hail. Wouldn't take a whole lot more to get a lot bigger hail out of these, but so far, they've been relatively behaved. We'll see if that changes. But again, these storms are also going to be moving east at about 25 miles an hour. So they're not moving very quickly, but they are capable of at least $half size hail. And to be perfectly honest with you, if they intensify aloft, it will not take much for those hail sizes to become much larger than just quarters to $half. These severe storms currently on highway, what is that? That's Highway 69 northwest of Greenville down to Interstate 30 west on 380 to Farmersville to Highway 78 northeast of Lucas, north of Nevada. And again, these are severe storms moving east at about 20 to 25 miles an hour, capable of producing at least $half size hail to ping pong ball size hail. Back in Dallas County, we've got a weaker thunderstorm that's trying to go up unsuccessfully so far, located roughly from Interstate 30 and Loop 12 to Dallas Love Field, all the way up to Highland Park, University Park, towards northeast Dallas and the southwest sides of Garland. That storm also moving east at about 20 miles an hour with the potential for a wee bit of pea-size hail, heavy rain. If it intensifies, it'll have bigger hail. So far, we did have one storm try to go up in central Texas earlier. That did not succeed long. We've got a little updraft trying to go up on 281 between Avant and Lampasas, northeast of Lometa. That's nothing to write home about right now. So let's switch off this. I'm going to show you what the radar has looked like over the last 1 hour, just to show you what we've got going on. And again, this is currently confined to portions of eastern Texoma, northeast Texas, and north Texas. I'll let the county lines load back again since I hit the button of doom. I'll make sure I've got all the notification apps on here that might be helpful, like Zello. So again, we've got a tornado warning for northern Lamar County until 8 p.m. This is going to be a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. Currently approaching Highway 271, but still a good ways west. It'll be a threat to Powderly and Arthur City. And again, the potential for a tornado north of Sumner, north of... Oh, come on, tell me the road name. I hate when my software doesn't do that. Let's just do this. We're going to go in here. We're going to try to put some roads on here the best I can. Clearly, this program we use for this does not do a good job of depicting these small communities. But this is well north of Highway 82. This will not be a threat to the city of Paris. This will be a threat to Highway 271 from south of Hugo, Oklahoma to Grant, Oklahoma to Arthur City and Powderly on Highway 271 in northern Lamar County. This is staying north of Sumner. I'm literally just pulling up an atlas now so I can tell y'all. This is staying north of FM 79. This is going to be crossing over Spur 1499 all the way up to the up to Pat Mays Lake. This does include Pat Mays Lake and includes Chakota, Powderly, Mid-City, Arthur City, the Lamar Point Baptist Church, Garrett's Bluff. You're probably getting hail right now. Probably getting hail on FM 197 between 1499 moving towards Chakota. This does include FM 197, FM 906. This includes 271. Pretty much from north of the city of Paris, north of FM 1499, all the way up through Powderly, Mid-City, Arthur City, including FM 906, including Pat Mays Lake. And again, we're looking at an abominable high altitude with this thunderstorm. Let me show you real quick, because the closest radar we have access to is, well, over 105 miles away. This is going to be at 14,000 feet. I will be honest, just like the event several years ago, we're not going to be able to tell you exactly where this is near the surface just because we're looking so high up in the storm. The reason this tornado warning has been issued is we had spotter reports of rotating wall clouds, some funnel clouds, and yes, this storm does have an impressive mid-level mesocyclone. Oh, technically, I suppose, if I'm kind enough to find where I put my phone, I could pull up an app to look at this. The city of Durant up in Oklahoma actually got the funds to install their own weather radar, and they have an app for it where I can look at this, but we don't have the data feed to actually be able to show you that radar on this. One day, perhaps, but not today. And again, yeah, this does have a decent rotation with it. Again, this is going to be crossing over shortly FM 1499 near FM 197, approaching right now the western sides of Pat Mays Lake. You can see Chelsea Burnett near Farmersville. I believe that is going to be the storm she's on. You can see a scary lowering on the right. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But again, let's show you this. What I'm looking at here is, again, I can't show you this on the product we normally use, so I'm just going to show you it via their own app. This is from a radar private, okay, camera, I swear, you start doing this, you're getting hit with a mallet. This is from a private radar up in Durant, Oklahoma. You can see that's crossing over FM 1499 right now, just west of Pat Mays Lake. I'll switch you over to the velocity mode. Again, this is a radar the city of Durant, Oklahoma installed just for better radar coverage. You can see, yeah, we have a bit of a couplet there. So yes, there is strong rotation crossing over FM 1499 near or just south of 197, moving towards the west sides of Pat Mays Lake. This tornado warning includes Pat Mays Lake and northern Lamar County. Back down into Collin County, we've got storms that are trying to become more organized in the hail department. We've got a hail core crossing over Highway 69 southeast of Celeste, about to cross over Highway 34 north of the city of Greenville near County Road 1003 in Hunt County, 1001, 1003, FM 1566 between 69 and 34. This storm is moving east at about 20 miles an hour, at least half-dollar size hail. We notice the storm near Farmersville may try to become the dominant one here. It's also showing a pretty good indication of hail. This storm will be moving east at about 20 miles an hour towards the city of Greenville, Caddo Mills, far eastern Collin County, moving east towards western Hunt County. Josephine, Nevada, Caddo Mills, Farmersville, Merritt, Celeste, over to the city of Greenville, maybe eventually Naylandville, in Commerce over the next 30 minutes. Again, that's with these thunderstorms that are currently moving from west to east at about 20 miles per hour. Now, let's go ahead. We'll zoom down. You can see over Dallas County, we've got a storm. This storm is capable of producing P2 dime-sized hail. It's moving east at about 30 miles an hour. Not very intense, certainly not with the same intensity as storms farther northeast in Hunt County, Collin County, and Lamar County, but we'll keep an eye out in case this thunderstorm is able to intensify. And again, we're not dealing with many storms this afternoon. What we're dealing with are a few supercells in a extremely unstable environment. As you probably well know if you've gone outside at all today, it is Florida. You might as well be in the Gulf of Mexico with how much humidity and moisture there is. This being caused by a cold front moving in from the northwest that'll bring a drier air mass, thankfully, to most of the state over the next few days. Just not tonight for the southeastern two-thirds of Texas. You can see we've got a storm that's tried to go up from time to time. Hey, radar, you want to actually load, or you just want me to sit here and pretend you're loading? Okay, fine. We'll reset the program. But again, this activity, the few storms we have moving from west to east at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. We don't have many. Most folks aren't seeing a thing. But if it makes you feel better, you could probably go outside and see these. I know some folks that are in the drier air mass northwest, for example, you can see these storms over Hunt County and Collin County. Yeah, you can see them easily from Oklahoma City. So, yeah, you could see them 200 miles away because they're, 50 to 65,000 feet tall. They're big boys. And again, these storms moving from west to east about 20 miles an hour, so they're not cooking and booking, but they are definitely moving. They aren't just sitting in one spot. And the reason you're getting to hear from Baldy and Chief here is we've got a tornado warning until 8 p.m. That's another 10 minutes for northern Lamar County. A circulation crossing over FM 1499, approaching the west sides of Pat Mays Lake. This tornado warning does include, let's just say, Belk Station, Chakota VFD Station number 2. This includes all of Pat Mays Lake, Davis School. This includes Chakota. This includes FM 197 through Chakota to Arthur City. Why do we have to have such sounding like names? This includes FM 906 down to Mid-City. This includes Powderly. This includes Highway 271 from the Red River all the way down to FM 1499 north of the city of Paris. And again, we're looking at 15,000 feet off this radar. I'm just showing you this to give you a visual idea of where this is. This storm is north of 82. This storm is north of the city of Paris. It's not going to be an issue for the city of Paris or areas along Highway 82 like Blossom to Toco to Honey Grove back west. It's not y'all's problem. It's a problem for Highway 271 north of the city of Paris. It's a problem for places like Powderly. It's a problem for Pat Mays Lake, Mid-City, Arthur City, Chakota. And again, this will be moving over the lake shortly. We probably got at least quarter to golf ball size hail falling on the Red River now. That'll be moving into Arthur City shortly. Back southwest, we've got severe thunderstorms capable of producing quarter to ping pong ball size hail. Storms themselves extend roughly from Celeste on Highway 69 down to the city of Greenville. City of Greenville up Highway 34 to Wolf City and the river there. back southwest and west on Highway 380 through Merritt, Farmersville to Copeville. We've kind of got a couple storms here that are fighting each other to become dominant in the localized environment. Switch over. And then back down into Dallas County, we've got a storm capable of small hail that's passing right over downtown Dallas right now, passing over 35E, 75, pretty much downtown. So it's pouring, it's storming, and it's messing up departures and arrivals for Love Field, that's for sure. Love Field's just northwest of this thunderstorm, so they've got a ground stop right now, and that'll continue until these storms, the storm moves east of Love Field and out of the immediate TRACON. So again, good news is, in terms of, news, we don't have many storms. We're not dealing with, softballs flying across half the state. We're not dealing with tornadoes flying all over the place. We're not dealing with widespread heavy rain producing new flooding. And we're not dealing with some sort of a derecho bow echo thing dropping 90-mile-an-hour winds, knocking down half the trees in East Texas. What we are dealing with is a thunderstorm capable of putting a tornado down northern Lamar County. We've got a thunderstorm capable of producing hail in northern Lamar County, Arthur City, Pat Mays Lake, Mid-City, Powderly, down Highway 271 to north of the city of Paris, pretty much along and north of FM 1499 to Highway 271 up to the Red River, north of Paris. Again, Paris, y'all don't need to do a thing. You can go outside, look north, and see the storm. It's like 60,000 feet tall. But yeah, we just got a visual report of a wall cloud near Powderly. And these are the days where we just had a report of a tornado north of Paris. So again, we're looking 14,000 feet. I will be completely honest with you. I cannot tell you what's going on anywhere near the ground with this storm. That is why having spotters, chasers out there is so beneficial in parts of the state where we have abysmal radar coverage. And mind you, we've got a radar, or we definitely don't. The city of Durant, Oklahoma installed a private radar in the city of Durant. They paid for it with, funding from a grant. You can look at it on a mobile app. It's called Durant Weather. I can't show you it on this radar program. We don't have access to it. In fact, we have access to the exact same data you would have access to if you were using, their app. So I'm literally telling you right now what I'm seeing based off their radar that is closer by a long shot than the closest radar we can show you, which is the Fort Worth radar. But again, we've got hailers, city of Greenville up 69 to Celeste, 34 to south of Wolf City. It'll be moving up Highway, 24, northeast towards Naylandville, the city of Commerce. And then we've got a hail core in 380 between Farmersville and Greenville. Could be quarter to ping pong ball size hail easily with this.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Collin, Delta, Hopkins, and Hunt County.
Again, for what it's worth, what you're seeing here, this is 14,000 feet. The only thing this is going to tell you is there's hail, there's rain. I cannot tell you the low-level rotation. We're relying completely off spotters in this case, and they did report a brief tornado northwest of the city of Paris. That would have been west of Powderly. That would have been probably near the west sides of Pat Mays Lake. Now we've got that tornado's lifted, storm moving east over Pat Mays Lake with a rotating wall cloud towards the communities of Powderly, Mid-City, and Arthur City. I will admit, years ago, when we had the tornadoes up here in northern Lamar County that ended up being quite strong and fatal, we had no idea what was going on based on the radar. That's how bad the radar coverage is up here. I wish it wasn't, but, after this, I'll contact the city of Durant's emergency management. I'll see if somehow we can arrange to get the radar data in here to show you what's going on, even if we have to pay for it. Which we probably would. It's a private radar. Those are the kind of sources you have to pay for, usually a lot of money. But I'm going to try it because, frankly, Y'all deserve better up here than this radar data we're getting from South Fort Worth or Shreveport that can't tell you what's going on. So good on the city of Durant for actually taking all the time and effort to get their own radar to at least give their residents and the residents of Texoma a better idea of what's going on, because this is just garbage. But here, you know what? We're going to do our best, at least tell you what I'm seeing visually off some Storm Chaser reports, and at least convey that in terms of geographical information to you. So if you're in Powderly, Mid-City, Arthur City on Highway 271 between FM, let's just say 1499 north of the city of Paris up to the Red River, you need to be in a safe place. That'll be in the lowest floor, center room, away from windows. We've got a new tornado warning that'll take us past 8 o'clock to 8:30. Computer's going to go squealy, squealy, doom, doom to 8:30. Computer's going to go squealy, squealy, doom, doom. So that's going to be a new tornado warning. Northern Lamar County until 8:30 p.m. This tornado warning. Change sound sources and crash the streaming program. We'll see if it's going to come back or not. I'll assume you're hearing me. If not, well, we're going to find saying, nope, completely frozen program right now. We'll see if it comes back. Looks like it might be back. Camera source definitely is. That's a great freeze frame back. I'll refresh the camera source real quick. We'll be able to, you know.
Looks like your internet's just pretty good. It's we still let her feed up from the backup server.
So again, that was me kind of switched to the second to the warning feed, completely butchered the program for a second. Yep, here, back up, apologies for that. Tornado warning.
That sounds good now.
Goes to 8:30 p.m. for Northern Lamar County. This tornado warning is not included the city of Paris. If you're in Paris, you're fine. This is North, you don't do it, you're fine. If you're North Paris, if you were in Arthur City, Bay City, Powderly, Dakota, you need to be in a safe place. If you're east of 271 906 2648, you need to move to a safe place. The Creek Reserve, 3298, you don't need to move to a safe place. It's going to be the lowest floor, center room, away from windows, put them in the most between you and outside as possible. Yeah, I know we got storms going on for Southwest. They're proud, they're loud, they're dropping hit, there's just a radio threat. Yeah, you folks on those type of storms here, regardless of where it is in terms of population, like just like in the middle of literally new population. But in this case, storms are capable of large hail, damaging winds, heavy rainfall, after like there's a tornado issue with this activity right now. We'll keep an eye on it. Farther southwest, we got storm say 30 up to 635. Storms themselves mostly moving east at about 15 to 20 miles an hour, so they're moving, but they're not moving particularly quickly. Again, I can't tell you what's going on near the surface with this storm in terms of what the radar looks like in the low levels. The radar beam we're looking at here is at about, literally, we're looking 16,000 feet. I will be honest, this can't tell you jack diddly squat what's going on in the low levels of the storm. We're relying completely on spotters and chasers at this point. Y'all up here deserve a lot better than this, and I'm sorry you don't have a closer radar we can show you. That you know, I wish we had the money ourselves to put a radar up here, but you know, those are multi-100,000 to millions of dollars, And that's just the initial investment of putting a radar down. That doesn't count the maintenance, which I assure you is always a pleasant experience. But again, spotters reported at least one tornado with this in the last 30 minutes north of Paris, Texas. Northwest of Paris, this, if it puts another tornado down now, would likely be approaching 271 near Powderly, Mid-City, Arthur City, moving east at about 25 miles an hour. We've still got a new storm developing back farther northwest, Pat Mays Lake to Garrett's Bluff, back towards almost 197.79. This to Razor as well. That could have hail with it. But again, this thunderstorm, if we have a tornadic circulation, likely would be crossing over 271 from near Powderly to Mid-City to Arthur City, moving east along FM 906, FM 2648, eventually getting over to 195 near the Novice General Store, eventually could continue over to places like Pinhook. And again, this would all be in eastern Lamar County. The potential for hail, damaging winds as well. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get back down. You can see this storm in western Hunt County is getting rather problematic with the hail core here. Still, maybe quarter to golf ball size hail, but you can see we're starting to see some enhanced reflectivity signatures. That just means we're starting to see more hail reach the surface. This storm itself is also going to be moving east at about 15 to 25 miles an hour. The potential for maybe hail up to the size of golf balls. Damaging straight line winds, heavy rain, cloud to ground lightning. There is no indications of a defined low level circulation with this storm right now. Chelsea Burnett's there, so if something happens, we'll probably know about it. We'll see if her feeds back up at all. It is. You can see she's going from west to east, I believe, driving through some precipitation. We'll keep an eye out for reports for her, from her, either way. And then back in Dallas, you can see we've got a storm that is dropping some heavy rain, a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning, maybe some small hail from downtown Dallas, up Interstate 30, all the way past 45, 75, up towards northeast Dallas and 635. We might. All right, let's pull this up. And so just in terms of my purposes here, what we're watching, again, tornado warning for northern and northeastern Lamar County until 8:30 p.m. We've had reports of golf ball size hail and at least 60-mile-an-hour winds around Powderly up to Arthur City. We had a report of a brief tornado, at least a brief tornado, northwest of, or west of Powderly, probably out by Pat Mays Lake about 20 minutes ago. At this point, we have no reports that something's down, but I'm definitely starting to see some pictures now of a developing wall cloud with the Caddo Mills storm, which makes sense. This is the Caddo Mills storm. You can see it's gone from, kind of disorganized. It was fighting a storm northeast of Greenville to now it has clearly become the dominant storm, and it has a bit of a hook echo shape to it. That doesn't mean we have a tornado issue, but it does mean this storm is becoming more organized. You can see the hail threat is increasing. The hail marker now 2 inches on the radar, and definitely a very organized looking supercell. We have extreme amounts of instability in place. I mean, if you stepped outside today, it feels like you're in the Gulf of Mexico. So the atmosphere is unstable. That allows for explosive thunderstorm development. We'll switch over to a product real quick called Echo Tops. We'll see. And again, you can see this thing's probably punching 60,000 feet. This thing is tall. You could probably see this thing 200 miles away. And after sunset, it is going to put on a beautiful lightning show, which I personally enjoy. But alas, those of you under it, probably not so much, and rightfully so, because lightning is frightening, especially when it tries to hit you. So, again, severe thunderstorm warning for Hunt County. Storm from Greenville to Caddo Mills, east of Farmersville to just northeast of Nevada, moving east at about 20 miles an hour. At least golf ball size hail possible with this thing now. The hail threat is increasing. Hail sizes are increasing. I'm going to pull up the TDWR. I'm going to go find my water bottle.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for McCurtain County in Oklahoma, Red River County in Texas,
Okay. And then the storm over Dallas has some small hail. It's not severe right now. That storm's being a baby storm in the sense it's not doing anything, problematic outside of some locally heavy rainfall, the cloud to ground lightning. All right. So let me go ahead and show you what we've got going on. I'm going to turn off the high-res radar, switch over to the loop, and then I'm going to go grab a water bottle real quick, or my water bottle. Again, these are the only storms we have. We have nothing going on in central Texas. I mean, there's a shower north of Lampasas. That is not doing a thing right now. It's struggle bus, and it's probably getting smushed by the cap more than my hairline got squished in my 20s. And then these storms in northeast Texas, it's the tail end of a severe weather outbreak. You can see these storms go all the way through eastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, where there's going to be issues with tornadoes tonight, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky. We've had bad tornadoes in Tennessee, central Tennessee over the last few hours. Now northeast Alabama, northern Alabama, and northwest Georgia. We're at the tail end of this, and we're going to be dealing with more storms tomorrow. I guess I can show you that real quick because, it helps to see. Merry Christmas. We got severe storms coming tomorrow. Scattered severe storms likely. Definitely more storms than today. And these storms are probably going to pack a punch with, real big hail, real strong winds, maybe a tornado. Tornado threat tomorrow looks lower than today, honestly. And maybe some locally heavy rainfall. So don't worry if you're all mad because you're under a tornado watch and you didn't get anything today because, well, some people are legitimately mad about there's nothing going on. Why are you warning us about this? Because it's May in Texas, you dopes. That's what happens. So don't worry if you really want to get hit by softball size hail and hurricane force winds, there's always tomorrow. And that goes to like the 0.1% of you that are literally complaining there were no storms earlier. You didn't watch the forecast this morning clearly because we said this would probably be a late afternoon evening event. Storms fired at like 6 to 7, and now we've had at least one tornado in northern Lamar County. We've got storms back into Hunt County producing golf ball size hail. And, well, also shooting lightning out like 30 miles east. We got lightning strikes almost Cumbie and Sulphur Springs right now. So, can you tell we've been busy over the last couple weeks? And even with a couple days of rest, I'm still relatively temperamental. Might be the nice way to put it. Okay, so let's go back to the radar. I'll turn off the high-res radar. I'll turn on the less high-res radar, but better for loopy radar. We'll load the loop. I'm going to go get my water bottle real quick, so I'm just going to literally... What time is it? 8:11? We'll be back in 3 minutes. You get to listen to cute music for 3 minutes, and then I'll be right back as soon as I get my water bottle. a severe thunderstorm warning. The severe thunderstorm warning includes Pinhook, Woodland, Manchester, Albion. Does not include Highway 82. It includes Negley. It includes Highway 37 north of Clarksville. It includes FM 410 north of Detroit. It includes 195 all the way pretty much from where the storm is now, east to Highway 271, all the way east to Highway 37 north of the city of Clarksville, all the way east to north of Anona, north of Avery, pretty much to Highway 259 almost. And again, this is going to be a severe storm capable of producing golf ball size hail, winds to 70, and at times some threat of a spin-up tornado. Back southwest, we've got a supercell that has clearly established itself as the dominant supercell in this area. You can see pretty nasty hail core now approaching the city of Greenville to Caddo Mills. This is in Hunt County, northeastern DFW Metroplex. Storm back down in Dallas County is starting to trend a little up, but still nothing capable of producing severe weather. We are seeing a bit of rotation developing near Caddo Mills. We know there's a rotating wall cloud here. That doesn't mean this thing's going to put a tornado down, but it means we're keeping a close eye on it. You can see we have a bit of a hook right there. That's your inflow notch over the city of Caddo Mills and approaching Interstate 30 at least. We'll see the view from Chelsea Burnett. You can see the storm right there. She's got some pretty spooky looking clouds. Be the base of the storm. Hail core precipitation back in there. So again, this thing's definitely a hailer now. This thing could be producing at least golf ball size hail across portions of Hunt County from just north of Caddo Mills and Highway 66. This is moving actually, I think this turned even harder right. This is moving almost southeast now. So it looks like this is about to make Interstate 30 much more unpleasant than it usually is, as it's now moving more southeast. So this is going to be crossing over Interstate 30, about to cross into southern Hunt County. The potential for golf ball size hail in places like Cache. Probably going to stay north of Quinlan, but could be bringing a bit of hail to Lone Oak. And then eventually this is going to be an issue for Lake Tawakoni. So Wyland, Cache, north of Quinlan, city of Greenville, back down through Caddo Mills, Hendricks, northeast of Royce City. This thunderstorm now moving southeast, the potential for 60 to 70 mile an hour winds, golf ball size hail, heavy rain, cloud to ground lightning, and we'll keep an eye out. There is some weak rotation with it. And again, if the hail core keeps ramping up, it's going to start throwing out baseballs soon. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I'd prefer us not to have baseballs, but Mama Nature doesn't really care what I want. I think that much is abundantly clear. Mother Nature cares what no one wants. So again, we've got, really at this point, two severe storms we're watching. We've got a severe storm capable of golf ball size hail, winds to 70, maybe a spin-up tornado. Northeastern Lamar County moving east towards portions of Red River County. Could have a spin-up tornado, big hail, strong winds. That storm moving east 20 to 30 miles an hour, staying north of Highway 82. Second severe storm capable of at least golf ball size hail. We might be up to tennis balls shortly. The potential for localized damage and straight line winds. Chelsea Burnett is on this storm near Caddo Mills. It does have a wall cloud with it. It is showing some weak low-level rotation, and we're going to watch it carefully, as if it intensifies, a tornado warning may become required for portions of Hunt County. But for now, storm is a hailer, a wind maker, a lightning maker, and if we take a look at the tops on this, it's probably pushing 60,000 feet. And it is, by the way. You can see we're pretty much 60,000 feet tall. So that's the area of weak circulation Chelsea Burnett is keeping an eye on here in Hunt County. Back southwest we go. Where we'll end up, well, I can tell you it's going to be Dallas County, but I always would prefer to say, who knows? Back down in Dallas County, you can see this storm East sides of Dallas, moving more easterly now than it was. It was riding 30. It's clearly south of 30 now, almost riding 80. That could have some small hail, maybe the size of dimes, 40, 50 mile an hour winds, some heavy rain, frequent cloud to ground lightning moving towards Sunnyvale, Mesquite, Bulk Springs, Forney at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. You can see plenty of scary looking clouds on Chelsea Stream. Not seeing too much in the way of strong rotation.
A new tornado warning has been issued for McCurtain County in Oklahoma, Red River County in Texas.
All right, it's going to be a new tornado warning now, and this is going to include 82. We're going to switch to Shreveport radar. That might have a better look at this now. All right, so this is going to be a tornado warning for Red River County. This will include Highway 82. This will include the city of Detroit, Bagwell, Clarksville, Annona. This will include areas along and north of 82, including Negley, Bagwell, Manchester, Adelaide, Woodland, Pinhook, Abion, White Rock, Dilworth, Vesey, Ackworth. This is a tornado warning now for Red River County in northeast Texas. This is a tornado warning until 9 p.m. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing tennis ball size hail, damaging straight line winds, and a tornado approaching the Lamar Red River County line. This storm is now east of 271. This storm is east of Pat Mays Lake, Pinhook down to Blossom, moving east towards Detroit, Batesville, Clarksville, Bagwell, Negley, Manchester, Adelaide, Abion. You can see hailstones falling in Chelsea Stream there. Chelsea is on this supercell back in Hunt County. This storm capable of producing probably golf ball to tennis ball size hail. You can see the hail sizes are increasing, and now they're bouncing off her hood. And again, we're going to find out pretty quick just how big the hail is there. And again, that storm is moving east at about 20 miles an hour. It's actually moving east-southeast towards north sides of Lake Tawakoni, Cache, Lone Oak, bringing hail now shortly to Greenville, Interstate 30 all the way down to Caddo Mills, northeast of Royce City. Again, this storm is moving southeast, south-southeast now, slowly, but it's making progress. That is for sure. And this thing's got attitude, capable of at least golf ball size hail. It looks like Chelsea wants to be our ground verification unit, and it appears now she also is flying away. So we'll keep an eye on that. Storm in eastern Dallas County capable of producing dime to nickel-sized hail, localized winds to 50 miles an hour. And these storms moving from west to east. Wow, at least the Dallas County storm. The storm near Caddo Mills to Greenville, moving east-southeast at about 20. And then we've got a tornado warning with a storm moving east out of northeastern Lamar County into northern portions of Red River County. This tornado warning does include the cities of Detroit, Clarksville, Annona. It includes Highway 82 from Detroit to Annona, though hopefully the storm will stay north of 82. It does include Highway 37 from the Red River down to Clarksville. This includes FM 410 from Highway 82 to Woodland. This includes Pinhook, Adelaide, Manchester. This includes FM 2120, FM 2235, the Liberty Missionary Baptist Church, the Roger Ivan Stables, the New Haven Cemetery, the Young's Chapel Cemetery. This includes the Dimple Quick RV Park. This includes the Clarksville Country Club. This includes FM 2283. This includes Bagwell. Again, I've just named a bunch of landmarks up here in northern Red River County. So if you heard them, you're in the warning. That means you take action. That'll be the lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible if you live in a sturdy site-built building. If you are in a trailer, a mobile home, you need to evacuate. You need to exit that. Best idea, just drive south and get out of the way of the thing. But if you can't do that, go find a convenience store, go find a gas station, a fast food restaurant, something that's more sturdy, take shelter there. We obviously don't want folks in vehicles when this storm impacts. Even if there's not a tornado down, there's definitely the potential for damaging hail, strong straight line winds. And again, we're looking way up in the air with this. I'll show you. We're looking at a good, 14,000 feet. This thing's about as useful as a wig on top of a pig, but it at least shows you, hey, there's hail. We had a tornado with this earlier back in northern Lamar County. I'll try to put on the LSR, the local storm report. You could see, how about we stop trying to measure the height with this thing? And again, we had a report of a tornado near FM 1499, a mile south of 197 at about 7:40 p.m. just west of the Pat Mays Lake. And then it may have moved over the Pat Mays Lake as a waterspout, which in itself would be a fun topic to discuss, but we're not going to do that right now because we have stormies to deal with. All right, back to the Hunt County storm. Where it ends up, who knows? It's actually moving southeast slowly towards Cache on Highway 34. It's going to be moving towards the north side of Lake Tawakoni. Storm moving southeast at maybe 15 miles an hour. Again, this thing is not moving quickly, and it is producing heavy rainfall that may cause some localized flooding. We know this could drop a couple inches of rain real quick across portions of Hunt County, so be on the mind. How about be on the lookout for quick rises on creek streams, some street flooding, all that stuff. And for what it's worth, I'm just going to zoom out real quick because I know most of you don't care about what's going on outside the state, but well, it's my video and I do, so deal with it. We've got a tornado outbreak underway, northern Alabama, Tennessee. You think we're having bad issues with two storms? You want to count the number of tornado warnings in this small portion of southern Tennessee and northern Alabama? Because let me tell you, that is a big ouchies. That is a tornado outbreak and a bad one. There's at least one dead from a tornado that was west of Murfreesboro earlier. And again, this is going on all the way up through Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma. We're just at the tail end of it here. And then again, we're dealing with two storms, three if you count the little baby in Dallas County. That's just being a little wannabe supercell. And then again, out here, no. We'll stick with the little three storms we have. Thank you. We definitely are giving our thoughts and prayers to those out in the Mid-South tonight as they deal with the tornado outbreak after dark. Back here in Texas, we have a single storm capable of producing a tornado. That's this thunderstorm in northern Red River County. The tornado threat now moving out of Lamar County into Red River County. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located, let's just say about 7 miles north of Blossom, or about, at this point, probably 18 miles northeast of Paris. Moving east, they say it's moving east at 40 miles an hour, I guess. About 30 to 40, so this one, the Red River, is definitely in more of the upper level jet streak. It's moving more quickly to the east, about 40, while these storms back from Hunt County down to Dallas County are moving at 20. So this one up here on the Red River is moving more quickly, and it doesn't have to stop at stop signs or, one-lane crossings and construction zones. So again, that's a tornado warning for Red River County. Along the north of Highway 82 from the community of Detroit through Clarksville to Annona. This includes 37 from the Red River on down to Clarksville on 82. This does include Highway 82 between Detroit, Clarksville, and Annona. For now, this remains safely north of the cities of Detroit and Clarksville on Highway 82. But if it turns right at all and starts moving southeast, we're going to have problems with it. Why do we have tornadoes all over the place in northern Alabama right now? What is going on out there? I knew Tennessee was going to have problems today. I didn't realize Alabama was in for it. Good gravy, sweet maybe. Okay, well, Noted. So again, tornado warning until 9 p.m. for northern portions of Red River County and northeast Texas. This is southwest of Idabel, Oklahoma, northwest of Clarksville. Tornado warning includes Clarksville, Detroit, Annona. It includes Woodland, Pinhook. It includes Bagwell. It includes Idalou. It includes Manchester, Negley. It includes Highway 37 from Clarksville all the way up to Albion. It includes FM 1159, Dilworth. It includes Vesey. It includes White Rock. It includes Annona. It includes Ackworth. If I just named any of your special places, well, that probably means you need to do something about it. That's going to be lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Hard sole shoes. Helmet, you got one handy. Don't be out trying to look for this thing. It's probably wrapped in heavy rain, and we're getting towards sunset, so it's going to be even more difficult to see, especially when you consider trees.
From 1 mile north of Caddo Mills in Hunt County, Texas. Hail magnitude estimated 1.00 inch. Reported by emergency manager. Additional information, quarter hail on the north side of Caddo Mills.
Okay. All right, so again, we just had quarter-size hail reported on the north side of Caddo Mills. Outside this tornado-warned storm now, northwestern portions of Red River County, back down to Hunt County we go. We've got a severe thunderstorm, pretty large one at that, capable of producing flooding rainfall. The potential for quarter to golf ball size hail. Strong winds over Interstate 30 right now from the city of Greenville and Campbell all the way back southwest to Caddo Mills. This storm continues to progress. It's moving southeast now, right down Highway 69 towards Lone Oak, Cache, the north side of Lake Tawakoni. So this storm eventually could be an issue for places like Lone Oak Point, maybe down to Emory if it continues going down that path. And again, it's moving southeast now. It's only moving maybe 15 to 25 miles an hour. This thing is not moving particularly quickly. And again, it could have nickel, quarter, maybe up to the size of golf balls, and really heavy rain. Back in eastern Dallas County, a storm capable of maybe some dime-sized hail over Bulk Springs, Mesquite, Sunnyvale. That's going to be moving on east at about, let's just say 20 miles an hour towards Forney, Lawson. It's riding Highway 80 out east towards the Buc-ee's there on the west side of Terra. We'll see if it gets there. Could have some rain, cloud to ground lightning in McLendon and Chisholm, Heath in southern Rockwall County, the smallest county in the state of Texas, out of all 254. And again, this is staying south mostly now of Interstate 30, staying south of Lake Ray Hubbard, south of all that. So, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the loop. Loop-de-loop-de-loop-de-doo, doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. I don't know what I'm singing, but because of you. Okay, let's go. So we've got 3 storms. 2 are severe, 1 is tornadic. Tornadic storm capable, well, it has a history of producing a spin-up tornado back over northern Lamar County, back over the lake. We've got that now in northwestern Red River County. Lamar County, you're clear. It's storming, it's pouring. You've got a bit of hail, some wind, lightning galore, but the tornado threat, if we have one down, is going to be in northwestern portions of Red River County now, moving east at about about 30 to 40 miles an hour. Detroit, Bagwell, Clarksville, south of Annona to 8 Albion. Those of you in northern portions of Red River County need to be in a safe place. That'll be lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you're in a mobile home, a trailer, an RV, if you're out camping, you need to go find a sturdy site built structure. Or just get out of the way of the thing. And again, this does maintain a pretty good area of rotation, even for the mid-levels. I'm going to stop looping this now, and I'm going to zoom in and show you. Again, the closest radar we can show you here is looking at about 13 to 14,000 feet. That's useless in terms of low-level rotation, but I can at least show you, yes, we have a strong mid-level mesocyclone here. Yes, it's spinny, it's doom. Chelsea's obviously enjoying herself in the construction zones right now. You gotta love people who do 10 miles an hour in the pouring rain, which, I mean, fine, drive safely, but at the same time, common sense is a gift that so many people lack. And of course, if it's flooding, that's not good. So again, strong rotation with this storm in northwestern Red River County. We want those of you in northern Red River County, including the cities of Detroit, Clarksville, to be in a safe place. In all likelihood, this is going to stay north of 82 for now, meaning it should stay north of Detroit. It should stay north of Clarksville, but it'll be close for Clarksville. Those of you in Bagwell, you should be in a safe place because we've been talking about you now for a good 20 minutes. Those of you on Highway 37 from Highway 82 all the way up through Negley to Albion on the Red River, you need to be in a safe place. That doesn't mean to go outside and look for the thing because in all likelihood it's wrapped in rain and it's also night time, meaning it's difficult to see. Even if there's not a tornado here, there's probably at least golf ball size hail and damaging straight line winds that's going to knock down trees, power lines, all that stuff that we have to deal with. So this tornado warning includes Woodland, 195 east through Adelaide, the Leesville Baptist Church, Manchester, all the way east to Highway 37 in Albion, 37 down south to the city of Clarksville, including Negley there on 2118, Ackworth, Vesey, Dilworth. Those of you in Red River County, north of Highway 82, need to be in a safe place. This eventually may cross into southern portions of Oklahoma, south of Idabel. And again, this thing does have a pretty good mid-level mesocyclone with it. We haven't gotten any recent ground reports from this. Got plenty of reports of nickel to quarter-size hail in the city of Gainesville. I'm honestly a little shocked the hail sizes haven't been bigger with this activity, with all the instability in place. But that just goes to show there's probably heavier rain. So again, this could be extremely heavy rainfall that could cause some street flooding, quick rises on creeks and streams across Hunt County. It's pouring and storming in Naylandville, Campbell, Cumbie, Interstate 30 just west of Sulphur Springs, all the way down through Caddo Mills, Highway 34 from Greenville south to almost the north side of Lake Tawakoni, Cache, Highway 69 southeast of Lone Oak, north side of Lake Tawakoni. And again, this storm could have quarter to, at times, maybe golf ball size hail. Very heavy rain, strong winds, etc. This storm over eastern portions of Dallas County, over Mesquite, Sunnyvale, it's moving east at about 20, maybe dime-sized hail, localized winds 60 miles an hour. Not too bad at all with that. Enjoy the lightning show, and those of you not near these storms, you're probably seeing one heck of a lightning show. This Greenville storm and this Clarksville storm are 60 to 65,000 feet tall. If you're back west of a cool front where we don't have much humidity, where the visibility is better, you could probably see this thing all the way back through, maybe to Childress, honestly, based on how tall they are. Definitely can see them up through Oklahoma City, all that. If you're southeast of them, maybe not as much considering the haze. But it's hailing, it's storming, it's pouring if you're in the city of Greenville. It's about to do the same on the north side of Lake Tawakoni down to Lone Oak, Campbell. Not a fun time to be on I-30. I'm sure it's got a bit of street flooding going on, a lot of ponding, and then probably a bunch of, issues with traffic. There's issues with traffic when it's dry and sunny out, so it's pouring and storming. There's probably issues on I-30. That's just one of those God-given things, There's a bunch of things you can bet on in life. Taxes, death, and traffic on I-30 from Dallas up to, Greenville, Sulphur Springs. So, all right. Oh, what time is it? 8:40. Let's take a look at the state view, show you what's going on. Outside of these stormies, you want to know what's going on across the state right now? Well, nothing. These are the only storms in the state of Texas, along the north of Interstate 20 at this point. Probably not going to see anything down in central Texas this evening the way it looks now, which is good. You're going to get it tomorrow. You can see this is part of a regional tornado outbreak. A severe weather tornado outbreak. We got tornadoes flying out the wazoo right now in northern Alabama and Tennessee. They got more tornadoes than I have hairs on top of my head right now. Look at all these red boxes. Goodness gracious, sweet Molly. All these supercells out here are dropping tornadoes, and some of them are not the small and weak variety. And you can see now northern Alabama, parts of Georgia, Tennessee, all the way up into Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas. The threat for severe storms with maybe some tornadoes overnight continuing in Arkansas. So as we look back down to Texas, we have a single tornado warning now for another.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Hopkins, Hunt, and Rains County in Texas.
Tornado warning for northern Red River County for another 20 minutes until 9 p.m. Central Time. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is approaching Highway 37 north of the city of Clarksville. Based on where it is on the mid-level radar, probably 5 to 10 miles north of Clarksville. But again, because the closest radar we're using here is looking 13,000 feet above the surface, there is often tilt involved in thunderstorms when, you count the mid-level winds that kind of knock thunderstorm updrafts over at an angle. So what you see at 13,000 feet may be offset by a couple miles by the time you translate that angle difference down to the surface. So that's why I'm not getting too specific here. If you're on 37 from Clarksville all the way up to the Red River, you should be in a safe place. You should have been in a safe place 15 minutes ago when I started squealing like a pig about a tornado warning for y'all. Those of you across portions of northern Red River County, Negley, Adelaide, Ackworth, Manchester, you need to be in a safe place. That's going to be lowest floor, center room, away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you are in places like Pinhook, you're clear. If you're in Woodland, west of 410, you should be clear from the tornado threat. You've still got storms, mind you, but, the spinny doom part should be off to your east now. Let's take a look. That new severe storm warning does ride down Highway. That's going to be riding down towards Lone Oak on Highway 69. The potential for ping-pong ball-sized hail, localized damaging wind gusts over 60 miles an hour, includes Emery, Point, Lone Oak, Brashear, and Cumbie on I-30 to just west side to Sulphur Springs. And again, this thing could be ping-pong balls, maybe up to golf balls. And then we've got a weak storm in eastern Dallas County over Mesquite to Sunnyvale, moving east towards Forney. It's not doing much. Maybe some small hail with that. All right, let's take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model for tonight. The reason we're going to do this is simply to show you that if the model is correct, or at least if my expectations of what the model are going to look like are correct, we should not see many more storms develop tonight. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong and I'm just late. And if I am, well, I'll call myself out on it and call myself a dum-dum. Dum-dum-gum-gum. And if you can get that reference and know what movie reference that is from, I'm impressed. All right, let's switch over to the high-res rapid refresh model. We're going to take a look and see what this model shows at 9 o'clock, just simply to see how it's handling the current situation. All right, are we out to there yet? We are not. So let's load this. It is going to be for 9 p.m. So again, I just want to see how this model's doing. It's not doing too bad. You can see it's got a decent handle on what's going on in our part of the state, which leads to increased confidence that, hey, it's not totally off its rocker. So what we're going to do is I'm going to load Cloud Cover 2 just to make it look more pretty since, 95% of the state has nothing going on. We'll load that model loop. We'll look back out to the magical land of 254 counties across the state of Texas. And as this data loads, I'll play it. And we'll see what we look like tonight. And again, if my expectations are right, we should be getting quiet later this evening. And you can see this model thinks eventually storms are going to start moving further to the southeast, actually, into portions of the Arklatex, East Texas. We'll see. So the storm in Hunt County is moving southeast, but the rest still are moving more to the east. If this is right, we might see a little cluster of storms materialize. That moves towards I-20 from Tyler over to Shreveport, Louisiana. Now you can see this model actually is trying to fire up some rowdy storms by mid-morning tomorrow in the Concho Valley and the Hill Country with hail. Maybe. We'll see. We're definitely going to see more storms tomorrow than today, especially by the afternoon hours. I'll show you the severe weather outlook for tonight. You can see northeast Texas. There you go. And then you can see we got all sorts of problems out in, Missouri, Tennessee, Alabama, etc. But guess what? Here is the severe weather outlook for Thursday. Yay! We get to deal with more rowdy weather because I'm sure everyone is thrilled. I mean, you're thrilled if you're, a roof builder, or an insurance adjuster. The rest of us, myself included, would like nothing more than to be able to go outside, enjoy a nice spring day without the humidity, and, maybe go visit a Texas state park. We've got the potential for scattered to several severe thunderstorms late Thursday morning through the afternoon and evening hours across central Texas, the Hill Country, the eastern Concho Valley, North Texas, East Texas, the Brazos Valley, the Arklatex, Northeast Texas, Southeast Texas. Tomorrow definitely looks busier by a good deal than today. Strongest storms tomorrow could be dropping giant hail up to the size of grapefruits or softballs. Not all of the storms, the most intense storms. We could see the most intense storms also produce hurricane force winds over 80 miles an hour and the potential maybe for a tornado. Let me show you the tornado risk for tonight. You can actually see the Storm Prediction Center bumped our tornado threat up with the latest outlook across portions of northeast Texas. But again, so far, we only have one storm capable of doing that. And then here's the tornado threat tomorrow. You can see it's lower. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if they did bump parts of this up to the low category. But again, tornadoes are not expected to be a widespread significant concern tomorrow. Hail? Oh, yes. Wind? Oh, yes. Lightning? We're going to have more lightning tomorrow than probably most of the winter months combined. And Storm Prediction Center just issued a special outlook. Interesting. So again, big hail, big wind, very low tornado threat tomorrow. Not zero. I don't want to say it's zero. No siree Bob. With the amount of instability we're going to have tomorrow, even if we had no low-level wind shear, we're still probably going to be able to squeak a tornado out just because of the amount of instability tomorrow, which is going to be insane on the extreme side, considering, we're pretty much the Gulf of Mexico at this point in terms of how humid it is. So, again, even if with weak low-level wind shear tomorrow, we're still going to have some tornado threat. All right, let's take a look at the last couple of hours. You can see we've got storms that developed across portions of northeast Texas, eastern North Texas. They're now progressing east-southeast at about 20 to 40 miles an hour. Storm in northern Red River County capable of producing a tornado, golf ball-size hail, damaging winds over 70 miles an hour. Storm now running Highway 69 from Greenville down towards Lone Oak and Emery Point, north side of Lake Tawakoni, capable of producing quarter to golf ball-size hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds, heavy rainfall, but no spinny, doom tornado warnings with that. All right. Now, real quick, why did the Storm Prediction Center issue a special outlook? Was it a correction? Yeah, it was just a correction. Well, that's okie dokie, artichokey. All right, so, yeah, it's going to storm tomorrow. We may still have storms for a few more hours yet across northeast Texas, east Texas. Strongest storms, damaging winds, large hail, maybe a tornado, heavy rainfall, lightning. But yes, someone on Twitter just asked, is the storm over Greenville moving down 69 towards Emery? The answer is yes. It is moving southeast now with the potential for quarter to golf ball size hail, wind gusts over 60 miles an hour, and very heavy rainfall. We'll take a gander at the storm back up on the Red River now. And again, no low-level rotation seen with this. It's got wind, it's got hail, it's got heavy rain. Storm across northern Red River County has a tornado warning through 9 p.m. It's 8:49 right now. It looks a lot less spooky than it did earlier, about 10 to 15 minutes ago, that's for sure. So hopefully that means this tornado warning will go bye-bye at 9 o'clock, because with no tornado warnings, y'all don't have to constantly listen to me, even though we'd be keeping a close eye on the stormies because hail and wind are certainly problematic. But, spinny dooms tend to be a lot worse at times as well. So, all right, tornado warning through 9 p.m. now north of the city of Clarksville. If you're in Clarksville, you're fine. This thing's not going to hit you in terms of a tornado. Go about your evening. If you're north of Clarksville on 37 up to the Red River, you should probably stay in shelter. Hail, wind, maybe a tornado. North of Anona, possibility of a tornado with that as well as it moves off to your east, or moves towards the east with the potential for a spin-up tornado, hail, Strong winds, heavy rainfall, cloud to ground lightning. I mean, you don't want to be on 37 right now between Clarksville and, Highway 70 up in Oklahoma. Anyway, that's just not a particularly enjoyable experience right now with all the rain, hail, etc. I'm going to drink some more water. And then as we take a gander back down into areas from eastern Dallas County to Hunt County, starting to see some additional development back down towards Interstate 45 in southeast Dallas towards Hutchins. We'll see if that becomes anything. At this point, it's just some rain. There's no indications of hail with that, not a big hail core. It's pouring, maybe some pea-sized hail to Mesquite and Bulk Springs. Otherwise, a couple cloud ground lightning strikes, gusty winds, this storm in Hunt County. Oh, back to the 70s we go. I wish I had a animated theme I could play for that. Every time this little bug in this program happened to where it changes the color table like that, I could press a button on here and it would play some sort of back to the 70s disco ball. Jason, I need to get a disco ball I can bring down to spin on this. Noted. Again, now that I'm clearly very ADD this evening, all right, I'm going to take a look at this. Okay. I won't lie, I'm actually looking at all these tornadoes in parts of northern Alabama right now. There's like 6 storms producing tornadoes between Athens, Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, only, 60 miles east, so that's a problem. I'm a weather weenie. I don't just focus on Texas when I keep an eye on weather. For y'all, though, Brandon's radar. But again, those of you in northern Red River County need to be in a safe place. That'd be the lowest floor, center room. Away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Hard sole shoes. And again, we're looking 14,000 feet with this storm, so we're not getting a good low-level look. The rotational loft looks weaker for now, but that does not mean there's not a tornado. Again, 14,000 feet might as well be the space station in terms of forecasting and analyzing low-level circulations. We're not looking the low levels. We're barely looking the mid-levels of this storm. So again, tornado warning continues until 9 p.m. north of Clarksville. Dilworth, Vesey, White Rock, Ackworth, English, Spring Hill. You are under a tornado warning. Well, at least those of you west of English. So White Rock, Dilworth, Vesey, Ackworth, northeast of Clarksville, FM 1159. You're in a tornado warning. Do you know what that means? That means you take your tornado safety precautions. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Hard sole shoes, helmet. No mobile homes, no trailers, no vehicles. We are starting to see some mid-level rotation northeast of Clarksville now. So again, possible tornado northeast of Clarksville now in northern portions of Red River County. We've got this storm back across Hunt County, moving down towards Lone Oak and Emery. Oh, west of Sulphur Springs, the potential for quarter-size hail, damaging winds, heavy rainfall. And then we've got a storm trying to perk up a little with maybe some small hail back in Dallas County. Maybe some dime-size hail now back on Lake June Road near Dallas Fire Station 34. Moving towards Bulk Springs, the potential for pea-size hail. Heavy rain, lightning. You gotta like the big mute button that lets me drink my water and not, let y'all hear it. Oh my goodness, you're very cutesy, Soars. Yeah. Okay, so tornado warning continues for another 4 minutes. We're going to see if the Weather Service at Shreveport extends it. And while we wait to see if the Weather Service in Shreveport's going to extend the tornado warning, I'm going to set my dog off and see if she'll howl on stream because, well, why not? Ow! 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 Yeah, you're a good girl. Yeah. Oh boy, that was an angry one. Yeah, I know, I made you mad. Ooh, sassy. Yeah, it's okay. She's sassy tonight. Like me, she has attitude at times. CC the weather dag. At some point, I'm going to have to put a down cam up there. Then I'm going to have to pay CC licensing fees. Great. Alright, so it is 8:57 p.m. I'm Texas Storm Chasers, very baldy in Chief David Reimer. We've got a couple severe storms making a ruckus across parts of eastern North Texas this evening, northeast Texas and the Arklatex. Otherwise, we don't have a thing going on in Texas except abhorrent amounts of humidity that literally make you want to move to Nova Scotia. We've got storm northeast of Clarksville now. That could have a spin-up tornado with it. Again, we're looking the mid-levels. I can't show you diddly squat with them. The low levels, the lowest radar beam there is like 13,000 feet. We'll find out if something happened after the fact when we hear of damage. That's pretty much how it works up there, unfortunately. And at this time of night, we definitely don't want folks trying to go out and look for something. It's too dangerous this time of night.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for McCurtain County in Oklahoma, Bowie, and Red River County in Texas.
So they're going to put a severe thunderstorm warning out for this, allowing the tornado warning to expire at 9 p.m. across portions of the Arklatex. That'll be a severe thunderstorm warning. That runs across portions of Red River County down towards DeKalb. That includes Highway 82 between DeKalb, Avery, Clarksville, Anona, almost to Interstate 30 in New Boston. Again, the way this storm's going, it may say hello to Texarkana if it turns a little southeast. That could have golf ball size hail, winds to 70, and if the rotation intensifies, they'll probably put a new tornado warning on that. Excuse me. Severe thunderstorm warning for this storm now southeast of Greenville. Moving southeast at about 25 miles an hour. This storm is going to pass north of Lake Tawakoni, it looks like. It's moving towards, at this point, Lake Fork. Probably most of the hail passing south of Sulphur Springs. That'll be crossing over Highway 19 between Emery and Sulphur Springs. Perhaps the Lake Fork, Yantis. Eventually, this may end up in Winnsboro in Como. And again, that could have maybe some quarter to ping pong ball size hail, winds over 70 miles an hour. We got a few little stormies trying to get themselves going again from portions of northern Kaufman, southern Rockwall, back into eastern Dallas County. So those of y'all in Bulk Springs, the Mesquite, you're getting another quick round of moderate to heavy rainfall, maybe some pea-size hail. And that is Papa Echo Alpha, not the Papa Echo Echo hail. I actually reported it that way once. My dysgraphia kicked in, and I didn't realize I did it until after the fact. I got a chuckle at the Weather Service in Fort Worth. This was like 15-something years ago. But again, storm, moderate to heavy rainfall now over Bulk Springs, maybe some pea-size hail, gusty winds. We'll keep an eye on that. Storm in eastern Hunt County moving towards southwestern portions of Hopkins County, northern Rains County, Emory up to Sulphur Springs, northwest of Lone Oak to Brashear and Cumbie. Could have some quarter to ping pong ball size hail, very heavy rain, gusty winds, a lot of lightning. Still some storms back over Greenville, and then a storm capable of golf ball size hail, maybe some 70-mile-an-hour winds.
I'll let you know, David, you're pretty laggy. The feed seems to be really choppy. I'm not sure if it's your computer or the connection.
This time it would have been the connection. And I bet I know why, too. It's probably the external drives uploading. But again, we have no tornado warnings at this point. What we're going to do is what we normally do when we have no tornado warnings, but we're still going to be here to keep an eye on storms. We're going to do updates about every 15 minutes or sooner if necessary, so we'll let a loop play. We'll keep an eye on things, and if we have any new significant updates or tornado warnings issued, we'll be back before 9:15. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
A new tornado warning has been issued for Hopkins, Hunt, and Rains County in Texas.
You know, that usually happens to me, but it doesn't usually happen within 10 seconds. Okay, well, clearly we are now going back to deal with this. So that was about a nice 5-second break. We've got a tornado warning now. This is going to be for eastern Hunt, southern Hopkins, northern Rains County. This is going to be a tornado warning that does include Lone Oak. It runs south of Sulphur Springs. Sulphur Springs, you're not in the tornado warning. Those of you in Yantis, you're not. Well, technically, Yantis, you may be in one soon. You might as well pretend you're in one. Seymour, Como, Arbella, northeast of Emory, Highway 19. We want no travel on 19 between Emory and Sulphur Springs. No travel on 154 between Quitman and Sulphur Springs. No one on 11 between Winsboro and Sulphur Springs. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Point, or 14 miles south of Commerce, moving east at 45 miles per hour. This storm, again, is going to be a tornado warning for the Lake Fork Reservoir, Lone Oak, Martin Springs, Como, Point. May also put one out for portions around Yantis at some point. Not exactly sure why they put a tornado warning out on this yet. Let's take a look. I mean, yeah, there is a pocket of rotation east of Lone Oak with this. It's not super duper strong, but Fort Worth don't usually put out tornado warnings on things that, well, they're not one of the offices that tends to overdo it, so we'll respect that. So again, this is a tornado warning for eastern Hunt, southern Hopkins, northern Rains counties until 9:30 p.m. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located just east of Lone Oak, moving towards Highway 19 between Sulphur Springs and Emory. This will include Highway 154 south of Sulphur Springs to pretty much Yantis. And again, this tornado warning does not include Interstate 30, though it's storming, it's pouring, it's hailing, it's windy on 30. Tornado warning does not include Cumbie, Sulphur Springs, Brashear, Emory, or Quitman. The tornado warning does include Lone Oak, Point. It includes the Lake Fork Reservoir. It includes Seymour, Arbala. It includes 514, 2081, 3418, It includes the Cross Timbers RV Park. It includes the North Shore Landing RV Park. We don't want anybody in an RV when this thing comes rolling in. We don't want anybody in a cabin. We don't want anybody in a tent. And we don't want anyone on a lake boat, house, whatever, boat, house, floating structure of some kind, blimp. You need to be in a sturdy site-built structure. So I'd advise you to move to a sturdy site-built structure. That'll be the lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And again, that's a tornado warning for southern Hopkins, northern Rains, eastern Hunt counties until 9:30 p.m. We got a nice 5-second break. That was like the best 5-second break I've ever had. Let me tell you. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning back up in portions of northeastern Red River County. This thunderstorm moving east at about 30 to 40 miles an hour. It looks like it's going to stay north of 82 still. It's northeast of Clarksville, north of Anona, north of Avery. It may stay north of DeKalb unless it turns more southeasterly. This storm's going to be moving with the potential for quarter to golf ball size hail. Winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour. Back across North Texas, we do have a couple of other strong but not severe stormies. Northern portions of Kaufman, southeastern Rockwall County, northwest of Terrell. And we've got a storm over portions of eastern Dallas County. Over Mesquite, y'all have got a good downpour now for a while. Those storms, occasional cloud to ground lightning, some gusty winds, small hail. And then again, the only two severe storms we have. One just north of English, about to cross the... Hold on. That's what happens. I need more monitors for maps. That'll be crossing over 1699 3340. The Pecan Bayou Ranch down to the Martin Shiloh Church. Douglasville Timber to the community of English. East, the Avalon Kennels, the Henrietta Cemetery, the Wild Hog Outfitters, the Pine Springs Cemetery, over to Spring Hill and Highway 259. Over the next little while, north of DeKalb, that storm again, the potential for quarter to golf ball size hail. Strong winds. It does have a wee bit of rotation, but no tornado warning at this time. Tornado warning does continue for portions of northern Rain, southern Hopkins, and eastern Hunt counties until 9:30 p.m. This thunderstorm will be crossing Highway 19 between the city of Sulphur Springs and Emory over the next 15 minutes. We'd advise no travel. And again, this storm does have some rotation. It's not holy moly guacamole. There's a mile-wide tornado down, but it's strong enough for the Weather Service in Fort Worth to put a tornado warning on it. So we'll respect that and encourage y'all to take your tornado safety precautions. I would not want to be on Highway 19 between Interstate 30 and Highway 69, or on 154 between Interstate 30 and the Lake Fork Reservoir. Northwest equipment. Again, these storms do have the potential to produce large hail, damaging winds, heavy rainfall, etc. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on the tornado outbreak also ongoing across Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia. Looks like there's a tornado running east on Highway 72 about to move into Huntsville, Alabama. That's not particularly good. But we've got a couple severe storms in eastern North Texas. All right, here's what we're going to do real quick. I am going to take about a 5 to 10 minute break. I'm going to let this loop play. I'll be right back. I just have to go visit the Whittle Boys room real quick, so we'll take care of that. And by we, I mean me. Y'all need no part of that. And then we'll be back with continuing severe weather coverage in just a few minutes here on the Texas Storm Chasers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's 9:20 p.m. on this, the 8th of May, 2024. A tornado warning remains in effect for not Rains County. It's been canceled for northern Rains County. The tornado warning continues for southern portions of Hopkins County until 9:13 p.m. So, this tornado warning does not include Brashear, Sulphur Springs, Interstate 30. This does include Highway 19, just north of Lake Fork Reservoir, Arbala, Seymour. It includes 1567, the Riley Springs Baptist Church, Green Pond Church, Midway Church, Freedom Church of God, in southern Hopkins County, which means you all need to be in a safe place. Lowest floor, center room away from windows in a sturdy site-built structure. And again, we've got a severe storm up in far northeastern portions of Red River County, northwestern Bowie County. That storm really is trying to skirt the Red River and kind of get north of the Red River into southeastern Oklahoma and far southwest Arkansas. We note there's a couple storms trying to fire back on 82 near Anona to English, maybe some small hail, but the worst of the hail with this is probably about to be on the Oklahoma and Arkansas sides of the Red River. So that storm we may not have to deal with for much longer. Back in eastern North Texas we go. We've got scattered thunderstorms now, with only one storm capable of producing severe weather, maybe a spin-up tornado over southern Hopkins County, coming up on Highway 19. And FM 514. This is going to be southwest of Sulphur Springs, southeast of Miller Grove, northeast of Emory, moving towards Arbala, Seymour, 1567, 2081, the north sides of the Lake Fork Reservoir, north of FM 515, north of Yantis, pretty much towards Seymour, 2081. So again, 514 and 19 near the Cross Timbers RV Park, the North Shore RV Park and cabins, the Sweet Dove stays. Y'all should be in a safe place for the next several minutes as a dangerous storm tries to meander its way towards y'all at about 30 miles an hour. We'll see if the Weather Service extends this tornado warning past 9:30 p.m. Not too much in the way of defined low-level rotation showing up on radar right now. We may be starting to what we call line out a bit. You can see thunderstorms developing back to the southwest across southern portions of Hunt County, northern Kaufman County, far southeastern Rockwall County, back into eastern Dallas County. These storms all are progressing to the east-southeast at about 20 to 30 miles an hour. And that is expected to continue for the next little while. These storms may...
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Franklin and Wood County in Texas.
You'll see here a severe thunderstorm warning just issued for places like Yantis, Winsboro, northern Wood County for a severe storm capable of producing quarter to ping pong ball size hail, winds to 70. So the Weather Service in Shreveport is not extending the tornado warning at this point out of Hopkins County down into Wood County, which is good. But the storm itself does remain severe, capable of producing hail, damaging straight-line winds, maybe a spin-up tornado. But again, it looks like we're going to be dunsies with the tornadoes here, or at least the tornado warning in the next few minutes. And hopefully it'll stay that way for the rest of the nights. One can hope. Oh. So again, we've got a severe storm now north of DeKalb, moving into far southeastern Oklahoma, southwest Arkansas. We've got a storm capable of producing quarter to ping pong ball size hail, wind gusts over 70 miles an hour, north of Yantis, moving towards Picton, Como, Winnsboro. We're probably going to have the tornado warning expire here in just a few minutes and replaced by a severe thunderstorm warning. We're going to keep close eye on it. Again, we're going to have storms tomorrow, too. You know, many more storms than today, probably. In fact, I'll look at that off screen real quick, see what the HRRR weather model has for tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. We might be a bit busy tomorrow with hail and wind and maybe a few tornadoes across Texoma, North Texas, the Metroplex, Central Texas, the Brazos Valley, East Texas, the Hill Country. We're going to talk about that in the Thursday morning edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. But where today we may have only had, 2 to 3 severe storms. Tomorrow we may have a multitude times that, given the forecast for tomorrow and a southward moving cold front. So, yeah. Pretty strong indications of some hail problems tomorrow, it looks like. Again, it is now 9:27 and 56 seconds. A tornado warning expires in about 2 minutes across southern Hopkins County, with thunderstorms still capable of producing quarter to ping pong ball size hail, some strong wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles an hour, frequent cloud to ground lightning, and heavy rain. What we're going to do here is, once this tornado warning expires, we're going to be doing updates about every 20 minutes or so, keeping an eye on things. But again, we don't have too many issues ongoing right now, nor are we expecting too many issues this evening. We do have a storm intensifying a wee bit now, just northeast of Terrell. A lot of cloud to ground lightning there coming towards Highway 380. There might be some small hail with that between Quinlan and Terrell. We've got the storm south of Sulphur Springs now, just north of Yantis. I could have some quarter to ping pong ball size hail, winds maybe to 70 miles an hour. And then the storms from just northeast of Anona, north of Avery, northwest of DeKalb. Those could have some hail and gusty winds as well. And again, we're going to be gone.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Hopkins County in Texas.
Again, that's going to be the warning that replaces the tornado warning, which means in a moment we'll be down to no tornado warnings, which makes us happy. But again, some of these storms will remain capable of producing gusty to damaging winds, large hail, heavy rain, and frequent cloud to ground lightning.
Storm report from 6 miles southwest of Sulphur Springs in Hopkins County, Texas. Hail magnitude estimated 1.75 inches. Reported by law enforcement. Additional information, golf ball hail at Highway 19 and CR 1174.
Okay, so you can see we're still getting golf balls out of these storms from just southeast of Canby to south of Sulphur Springs. That's moving towards Winnsboro, Pearly, Newsom, past just north of the reservoir and Yantis. Some other storms that are trying to get going back southwest towards Kaufman County, but so far 2 severe storms, no tornado warnings. 1 storm just northeast of Avery into southeastern Oklahoma and far southwest Arkansas, and then a severe storm just north of Yantis. Both Most of this activity is moving east, a wee bit east-southeast, about 30 to 35 miles an hour, with large hail, damaging winds, heavy rain, and lightning. All right, we're going to try this again like we did at 9 o'clock. We're going to do updates about every 20 minutes, sooner if necessary, hopefully not within the next 10 seconds. But as always, you can keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers where you download apps for your device. And again, interactive weather radars, your local weather forecast, live severe weather coverage, and more in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app and on the Texas Storm Chasers website. We'll be back here on this live stream at 9:50, sooner if necessary, for our next severe weather update.
Huntsville, Texas. I was like, what? This makes
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Little River and Sevier County in Arkansas, McCurtain County in Oklahoma, Bowie County in Texas.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's 9:47, coming back 3 minutes early. We are monitoring an evolving cluster now of thunderstorms across portions of the Arklatex and portions of northeast and east Texas. These storms are starting to kind of at least build into a semi-broken line from just northeast of really Terrell, now through portions of, let's just say, up to Emory, Yantis, Como, almost up to DeKalb into southwest Arkansas. These storms are progressing to the east-southeast at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. You can notice we now have a severe storm warning for that storm between Elmo and Wills Point. Main issue over the next couple of hours is these do appear like they're going to make their way towards at least southwest Arkansas, northwest Louisiana. It means the threat for some stormy weather over the next few hours is increasing across portions of the Arklatex in East Texas, including Tyler, Longview, Marshall, Gilmer, Pittsburgh, Texarkana. This could involve hail, quarter to golf balls, damaging straight line winds, maybe 60 to 70 miles an hour, and a potential low, but not zero, that we could deal with another tornado warning or two. And again, that's going to be with these storms moving east-southeast over the next few hours at about 30 miles an hour. It looks like they may be able to persist through about midnight at least, so that would bring them across a majority of northeast Texas. And again, some of these may produce damaging straight-line winds, hail. Can't completely rule out a tornado, along with heavy rain and lightning. So we're going to be keeping an eye on things here, maintaining updates as needed. We're going to leave the stream on. I have to make a quick little errand run to the store real quick before they close, so stream will be going, but we'll plan our next update at or by 10:30. Hopefully I'll be back well before then, unless something catastrophic goes wrong, like a long line at the grocery store at 10 o'clock at night. I hope not, but so we're going to keep an eye on things here. Meteorologist Jason Cooley is maintaining a watchful eye on these as well, and he can always break in on this if need be as well. So again, stream will continue. We're going to have our next update again in about 40 minutes. Hopefully a lot sooner than that. Hopefully it doesn't take me that long at the grocery store, but so okay, we're going to keep an eye on things. We'll be back here by 10:30. Sooner, hopefully. Please. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy and Chief David Reimer. It is 10:18 on this, the 8th of May, 2024. I did not succumb to the grocery store, so at least there's that. We do have a couple of severe storms now moving across the Arklatex into portions of northeast East Texas. These storms extend from now, all intent and purposes, Ashdown, Arkansas to Boston, Texas on I-30. But the strongest storms at this point appear to be from Winnsboro down to Quitman, and then another pretty good hail core now just north of Highway 80, Edgewood to Fruitvale. These storms are moving east at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. These are capable of producing quarter to ping pong ball size hail, localized damaging winds over 60 miles an hour. The tornado threat is not zero, but it is on the low side for now. We have no tornado warnings in effect. And the strongest storms, again, producing heavy rain, gusty winds, hail, and a lot of lightning. This activity will continue to move east-southeast over the next.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Camp, Franklin, Morris, Titus, Upshur, and Wood County in Texas.
Couple of hours, meaning those of you under a new severe warning from pretty much Pittsburgh all the way down to Betty, Gilmer, and eventually maybe all the way to northwestern Louisiana, may be dealing with some rowdy storms overnight. And again, these storms at times are capable of producing ping pong ball size hail, localized damaging wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. And again, these storms do have quite a bit of lightning and heavy rainfall with them. At this point, we have no tornado warnings, no flash flood warnings for what it's worth. That's a nice change. But again, we do have some pretty gnarly storms with quarter to ping pong ball size hail. We'll switch over. We'll take a look at the high-res radar here.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Van Zandt County in Texas.
Again, you can see we've got a hail core between Winnsboro and Quitman. That's moving east towards Highway 271 from Pittsburgh to Gilmer. There could also be wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour with that. Further west, we've got hail cores on 19 between Emory and Highway 80, Edgewood to Fruitvale. These storms, again, they're not producing tornadoes, but they do have strong winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour, the potential for quarter to ping pong ball size hail, and they're moving east, again, at about, looks like 40 miles an hour. I'll try to put a storm track on these real quick. We'll see how it's going. Again, moving east at about 40. Would have this in Gilmer at about 10:45, Winona at about 10:50, Ore City at about 11, Lone Star about 10:55, Pittsburgh, again, the next, 15 minutes. And then Van, some gusty winds at least, though hopefully the worst will stay to your north on I-20 about 10:30, Lindale about 10:40, Winona about 10:55, Big Sandy about 10:50. So again, these storms moving from west to east, maybe a little east-southeast, at about 40 miles an hour with some hail, some strong winds, heavy rain, and lightning. Storm back up into southwestern Arkansas. Again, you can see we've got some heavy rain, maybe some small hail, gusty winds in New Boston, and the potential for small hail and heavy rain with that activity as it moves off to the east. At this point, we'll be keeping an eye on things here. We'll have our next update at 10:40 p.m. You can always keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers where you download apps for your device. Interactive weather radars, live severe weather coverage, storm chasing video, and of course your local weather forecast. So again, we'll be back here with another update at 10:40 p.m.